you are still vacating there. But we also have the opportunity to leave the mind space of ego identification and go into the heart. And that is a choice. And I feel like every moment when we're truthful, we know we have choice. But many of us who are playing victims, egoic energy loves to play victim and aggressor. It loves to go from, oh, poor me, everyone's against me, to, oh, I'm gonna lash out at all of you, and I'm gonna punish you, and then, oh, poor me. And it loves to play back and forth between the bipolarness of that creation. But when we can pull out of that and go into the heart, and we come from the heart, and we start to express our truth from the heart, it's going to come from a higher place of truth. There is going to be more truth telling when we're coming from the heart. When we're just coming from egoic energy, it's just more like judgment and lashing out and reaction. So someone does something, you react. When we're in the heart, we respond from the heart, and we go into more of our inner reflection, and we reflect upon, okay, what was it they're trying to say to me? What is their meaning? What is the lesson here? What is the gift? What is, bring me clarity and understanding? And we go into the heart to understand. And then now Spirit speak through me in such a way that I express from my heart to instill more understanding in others. And so like today, if I was just like an egoic, fearful, frantic energy, I would be on here and I'd be blaming and I'd be telling everybody's names and like, oh, and this, and then she's a that, and he's a this. And I would be in a very judgmental place of what's right, what's wrong. But when I'm in a place of heart, I will still have gone through the experience, but I'm coming from a place of how may I express my experience to all of you in such a way that ignites greater awareness for the whole? How can I move through this experience knowing that it's not just about myself, but this is an experience that reflects the vast consciousness of all of us? So if I'm going through this and I'm struggling in any way to stand in my truth, and I'm having fear or being inspired to have fearlessness and to live with courage, then at some level I could ignite that in others if I come from the heart. So I just happen to love that it's in the shape of a heart. So long story short, it's all about coming from the heart. So in Lapis, this card represents realization. The Master Crystal Deva, Laswardel. I am with you, always by your side. I have come to infuse the desire for truth. Let us open you to your past, so you may hear the whispers of fear and pain at the seed of their creation within you. And I love that part because as basically a shamanic healer that helps people with soul retrieval and past life regression and all this stuff that I magically assist with, it's really going in and opening us to our past. Because in order to really become the embodiment of our divinity, to become everything we were created to be, we have to sometimes open up to our past to see where did those seeds, those whispers of fear and pain come from. Because those whispers of fear and pain were whispered to us. They weren't us. They were something that mom whispered into our ear and dad whispered into our ear and that teacher and that preacher and that, grandmother and that friend, the peer. And so if we don't have the courage to delve and look back into our past, we can feel very lost and very afraid of how do we feel empowered now. And in order for us to move into our divinity, this is the clearing work we all have to go through. And like I'm doing it myself. I'm working with my angels and guides. And then as a healer, I'm assisting souls with that same healing work when they're ready. But every one of us are going through this together. Do you guys get that? Like none of us are alone. We're all going through this together. And any of us that think, oh, I don't need to do any of that healing work, like, oh, it's all like woo-woo crap. And we're putting up guards and we're putting up blocks because we don't want to actually honor and acknowledge it. And we're afraid to tune into our past. And so we're kind of abrasive and we're aggressive and we're angry and we're fearful. It's all the whisperings of our past. And the only way we're going to be able to clear it is to have the courage to be vulnerable and to delve in and peek into our past to see where did it come from. And so as we move in and we can go, okay, what is this pain in me? Where is it coming from? This takes great courage. But what's beautiful is as we can tune into it, we can see where it came from. We can honor the illusion that it is, and that's not even got to be real for us anymore. But man, it certainly did have a real like a realistic feeling in its creations of pain in us, but we're ready to clear it. And then as we release that, we return to our divinity. And each of us, like, I am a goddess, I am a creatress. And I was telling this to the girls yesterday. We're around the table creating vision boards, and every one of them, some of them were kind of like, I don't know if I'm an artist, Tanya. And I'm like, and then the one girl, she's like, do you really think that we're all artists? And I was like, absolutely. We are all creators. We're all creators and creatresses in our own right. And what brings us the most joy is the act of creation. So when I am in my alignment, inspired and taking action towards creating something from my heart, I am going to feel fulfilled. And there may be work involved. I might be creating websites. I might be, putting out flyers. I might be taking action steps, but it will come from this place of inspiration and inspired living. And it will feel very fulfilling because it's coming from my heart, and I'm actually honoring my heart's truth. And every one of us are a creator. When we truly master this journey, we realize we become the ascended masters. We move into this mastery level of being, and we realize we are one with Source. We are the gods and goddesses. We are the creator, the creatress. When we were in our smaller playing area of like what I could call the learning empath, and we're in the learning phases and we feel small and insignificant and we're afraid and we think everyone else has the power. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Like when she gets in the Wizard of Oz, when she goes up to the fairy godmother and she's like, you had the power within you all along, or whatever. She says something like that. That is so truthful, because she never realized she had the power. So she's like out looking outside of herself the whole time to get people to help her somewhere. But when she really comes to the fairy godmother at the end, and the fairy godmother helps her realize the power has been within you the whole time, that is such a truthful statement, because we all have that power. And when we know that, we go from this learning empath and we graduate into what I like to call the empowered empath. And these are just words. These are just ways to express the divinity. But they're words that feel good to me. And you can feel free to use whatever words you like. But empowered empath comes into a place of actually realizing they have power. They start to embody their power. They start to move with greater awareness, greater power, and greater honor of seeing through eyes of clarity. They're not blind. They're not sleepwalking. They're not a zombie anymore. They've woken up. They're awake, and they're looking out of eyes of consciousness, and they are making choices like, do I want to have clients that come around me that don't even honor me? Not really. See you later. Ooh, do I like clients that show honor and reverence and that really are open and ready? That feels good. Let's do that. And so an empowered empath is going to be more selective of who he or she lets into their sacred space, and let's take their, not take their energy, but basically who they wish to share their energy and their gifts with. Instead of feeling like the learning empath's like, I got to give it to everybody, and you're exhausted. Then we go from empowered empath, which maybe you think you've already arrived, but there's always somewhere new to go and to evolve to. And in that place, what I'm feeling is coming, what is birthing in my awareness is this place of ascended mastery, where we become the ascended master. We become masterful. And it's not a master in an egoic way, like I am the master and you're all my slaves. It's not that. It is that I have mastered my own divinity. I have mastered the game. I see the game for what it is, and I have mastered it. I know how to move and navigate through this game, and I know what feels good to me, and I know how to create what I want and how to clear what I don't want, because I'm the master. And that is what I feel that we're all here to embody, is coming into the ascended mastery, which is in essence the human form rising and ascending, the higher self descending into human form, and the two integrating into harmony. And then we become the walking, awakened dream walker, the master, the ascended master. Does that make sense to everybody? If you guys want to ask me questions or if you have comments, let me know. But that's where I'm at with that. Any questions, Amnon?
Nope.
Okay.
I guess they all understand it.
Wouldn't that be awesome if that were true? That everyone just understands. But if you do, that's awesome. And if you don't, please ask questions. let's see, where did I leave off at? Okay, so the whispers of fear and pain are at the seat of their creation within you. So looking into our past, I am royalty just as you, united in the quest to cut through the veil of illusion that distracts humanity into complexity, dimming the light within. And that is beautiful. I am royalty just as you. We are royalty. We are the gods and goddesses. We are divinity. We are the earth angels. We are here to live in our royalty. We're here to live with abundance and prosperity and to thrive and to help each other and love each other, heal each other. It's to be this place of oneness and beauty. This is the new earth I'm creating. And I hope, and in my heart, I hope that each of you are ready to co-create that as well and birth that into reality. But that is the truth. We are royalty, united in the quest to cut through the veil of illusion that distracts humanity, the veil of illusion that distracts humanity, I love that, into complexity, dimming the light within. And this is any egoic behavior that dims the light within, that causes any soul to feel that they are not divinity, they're not divine. Anybody who's projected that upon you in your journey that's caused you to feel you're small, you're insignificant, you're incompetent, you're not capable, you're not courageous enough, you're not smart enough. Anyone who has done that, in essence, has played in that game of basically distracting you into complexity and helping to dim your light. The question is, will you continue to allow that, or will you infuse your desire for truth? Because that is what I'm here to do, and that's what I hope to ignite in every one of you listening, is a desire to ignite truth. Instead of keep being caught up in the game of life that's all about distraction and complexity, it's all about jumping on the hamster wheel and spinning into exhaustion, thinking that your worth lies in what you're doing or what you're being, like your job, your titles, your roles, your physical possessions, all these things are what make you who you are. It's all BS. It's all illusion. What makes you divine is your divinity. You are divinity. You don't have to do anything. You already are it. And so imagine if we really could break free of the shackles and really wake up to that truth that I am divinity. I am a freaking god. I am a goddess. Why would I ever tolerate things that caused enslavement? Why would I ever participate in that? Why would I ever co-create that? Why would I ever, allow it or even project it? Why? It's a distraction. And so that's a good question for us to tune into. Together, let us share in mankind's evolution. Boom, evolution time. Mankind, humankind, this is what we're here to do. To embody the gold, gold of the great central sun as a permanent symbol of our wisdom. Did you say something, Amnon?
Yeah, you have a caller. Tiffany is online.
I do. Awesome.
Hey,
Who is it?
Tiffany.
it's Tiffany.
Tiffany, how are you?
Good.
Good. So Tiffany, what do you have a question or did you have a comment that you wanted to share?
I have a question.
Okay.
The question is, about the wizard. I've been watching The Wizard of Oz on TV, and it's like, I really like The Wizard of Oz.
Okay, go ahead. You keep going. Go on.
Okay. Well, I didn't know exactly what her question was, but I'm really glad that she likes The Wizard of Oz. And I think The Wizard of Oz is actually an amazing expression of our own empowerment and helping us to actually really see that we have that power and we don't need to have some external wizard. If you think about the movie, that whole movie, that wizard was hiding behind a curtain, pretending to be powerful and pretending to be more powerful than others, and that the wizard could actually save anybody. And it was an illusion. And what was true was she discovered that she had that power within. So I think what Tiffany is expressing is that she loves that. And she loves that expression is igniting some kind of excitement in her. So I am grateful for that. And thank you for calling, Tiffany. Okay, so let's see. Where did I leave off on here? Okay, so the permanent symbol of our wisdom, greatness, and infinite peace. Pray with me in the temple of self Together we will hold the purple flame with the golden heart, and all will be revealed. I am with you in truth and illusion, anchoring the shining gold of love through the mind's eye. And I love that. I am with you. The I